become future stars. Chapter 6. The Eyes Have It. I had the compartment to myself up to Rohana, and then a girl got on. The couple who came to see her off were probably her parents. They seemed concerned about her comfort. The woman gave the girl detailed instructions like where to keep her things, when not to lean out of the windows, and how to avoid speaking to strangers. They said their goodbyes waving their hands, and the train pulled out of the station. As I was totally blind at the time, my eyes were sensitive only to light and darkness. I was unable to tell what the girl looked like. But I knew she wore slippers from the way they slapped against her heels. Word meaning: probably, in all likelihood, concerned, worried, troubled, pulled out of, left, station, unable, not able. As the train pulled out of the station, I asked her, "Are you going all the way to Dehradun?" I must have been sitting in a dark corner because my voice startled her. She gave a little exclamation and said, "I didn't know anyone else was here." Well, it often happens that people with good eyesight fail to see what is right in front of them. They have too much to take in, I suppose. Whereas people who cannot see, or see very little, have to take in only the essentials. "I didn't see you either," I said. "But I heard you come in." I wondered if I would be able to prevent her from discovering that I was blind. I thought, I keep to my seat provided it shouldn't be too difficult. "I'm getting down at Saharanpur," the girl said. "My aunt is meeting me there." "Where are you going?" I replied, "To Dehradun, and then to Mussoorie." "Oh, how lucky you are." "I wish I were going to Mussoorie. I love the hills, especially in October." "Yes, this is the best time," I said, calling on my memories when I could see. "The hills are covered with wild dahlias, the sun is delicious, and at night you can sit in front of a log fire and have a drink. Most of the tourists have gone, and the roads are quiet and almost deserted." She was silent. I wondered if my words had touched her, or whether she thought me a romantic fool. Then I made a mistake. I asked, "What is it like outside?" She seemed to find nothing strange in the question. Had she noticed already that I could not see? But her next question removed my doubts. "Why don't you look out of the window?" she asked. I moved easily along the berth and felt for the window edge. The window was open and I faced it, making a pretense of studying the landscape. I heard the panting of the engine, the rumble of the wheels, and in my mind's eye I could see telegraph posts flashing by. "Have you noticed," I ventured, "that the trees seem to be moving while we seem to be standing still?" "That always happens," she said. "Do you see any animal?" "No," I said. Because I knew that there were hardly any animals left in the forests near Dehradun. I turned from the window and faced the girl, and for a while we sat in silence. "You have an interesting face," I gave her compliment. I was becoming quite daring, but it was a safe remark. Few girls can resist flattery. Word meaning: startled, alarmed, essential, necessary, calling on my, remembering, resist, to check. She laughed pleasantly, a clear ringing laugh. She said, "It's nice to be told I have an interesting face. I'm tired of people telling me I have a pretty face." "Oh, so you do have a pretty face," thought I, and aloud said, "Well, an interesting face can also be pretty." "You are a very gallant young man," she said. "But why are you so serious?" I thought then that I would try to laugh for her, but he thought of laughter only made me feel troubled and lonely. I said, "We'll soon be at your station. Thank goodness it's a short journey. I can't bear to sit in a train for more than 2 or 3 hours." Yet I was prepared to sit there for almost any length of time just to listen to her talking. Her voice had the sparkle of a mountain stream. As soon as she left the train, she would forget our brief encounter, but it would stay with me for the rest of the journey and for some time after. The engine's whistle shrieked, the carriage wheels changed their sound and rhythm. The girl got up and began to collect her things. I wondered if she wore her hair in a bun or if it was plaited. Perhaps it was hung loose over her shoulders or it was cut very short. The train drew slowly into the station. Outside, there was the shouting of porters and vendors and a high-pitched female voice near the carriage door. That voice must have belonged to the girl's aunt. The girl said, "Goodbye." She was standing very close to me, so close that the perfume from her hair was tantalizing. I wanted to raise my hand and touch her hair. But she moved away and only the perfume still lingered where she had stood. There was some confusion in the doorway. A man getting into the compartment stammered an apology. Then the door banged shut and the world closed out again. I turned to my berth. The guard blew his whistle and we moved off. Once again, I had a game to play and a new fellow traveler. The train gathered speed, the wheels took up their song, the carriage groaned and shook. I found the window and sat in front of it, staring into the day-night that was darkness for me. So many things were happening outside the window. It could be fascinating game guessing what went on out there. The man who had entered the compartment broke into my reverie. Word meaning: gallant, a man who is charmingly attentive. Tantalizing, torment with sight of the unobtainable. Fascinating, having great charm or attraction, reverie a daydream. He said, "You must be disappointed that I am not nearly as attractive a traveling companion as the one who just left." I said, "She was an interesting girl. Can you tell me, did she keep her hair long or short?" "I don't remember," he said, sounding puzzled. "It was her eyes I noticed, not her hair. She had beautiful eyes, but they were of no use to her. She was completely blind. Didn't you notice?" Word meaning: disappointed, worsted, upset. Companion, an associate. Puzzled, perplexed. Blind, unsighted, in darkness. Like, share, and subscribe.